Hello internet people. So, the first bout of news, I wrote a book. Julia, obviously you wrote a book because that's the whole reason you have this YouTube channel, and you've only posted things about your book. Oh yes, you would be right about that. But I have a new book, a different new book than the sequel that I've been talking about publishing at the end of the year. So that means I have 3 books. So I'm actually really excited about this announcement. I started writing a book, I got an idea for it about 2 years ago. Summer of 2023. Never really did anything with it because you know what, soon later I decided, what, I'm gonna be a genius. I'm gonna go back to school. It didn't last long. After that just didn't really work out, I decided that I was sick of trying to go the traditional route of publishing, and I decided to self-publish. Every project I had going on that wasn't a Journey Page in Shadows was put on the back burner, because then The Light of Evenfall was, you know, primed and ready to start being published. I just needed to fine-tune everything, and that's what I've been working on all this year. So where does this other book come in? At the beginning of 2025, I wrote a goals for the year list, and this book actually was on there. I mean, I had started writing it here and there. It wasn't really going anywhere because I wasn't working on it too hard. And I decided, you know what? Let's try to finish this book by the end of the summer this year. Loose goal. Actually, got pretty far with it this summer. The Light of Evenfall, I'm still waiting on some people to get back to me with edits and revisions and feedback. I found other stuff to do in that free time because, you know, I absolutely hate waiting around. That goal at the beginning of the year came back to mind. Finish it by the end of the summer. You know what? I'm actually going to try to do this. And I pushed myself super hard to get this first draft done. I was on track to finish it by the end of the summer. The last day of summer, I was sitting there and I was like, oh my god, I can get this done tonight. This is going to be awesome. But then I decided I was really tired. But I finished it the first day of fall this year. I don't like this angle. So there's not really a title for this book yet, nothing decided. Just kind of like...
What you doing? Are you playing with a toy? Hey, Tommy.
There's not really a title yet, nothing set, but the working title right now is The Gates Call. The idea for it came about from actually another YouTube video from one of my favorite YouTubers, Yona Yinsen, and she's a beautiful artist and I love her stuff, and one of her videos, A Journey to the Humming Mountains, inspired this book. Beyond that, at the time, later on decided to go back to school, and because traditional publishing just wasn't really going the way I wanted it to go, and I felt like I was just kind of wasting time, so why not fill that time with other stuff? But then also school didn't work out. So I was in a lot of self-doubt. What am I doing? Do I need to just revisit this whole plan for traditional publishing, for being an author? Yes, I did. In, you know, all that doubt, I kind of just, you know, do what a lot of writers do. I got a story out of it. The Gates Call follows the main character, Anna. She is an artist, she's a writer, she's a creator. I'm really not a whole fan of the self-insert characters, and I don't think that's what this is. I think this is just the embodiment of all of my struggles with art over the years. Anna is struggling. She wants to be a painter. She wants to write books and photography. She wants to just contribute to the world in a way where her work can be seen and can be felt and connected. The manifestation of all of my struggles with writing. Anna's really struggling and just starts hearing this just hum that builds up into this roaring in the back of her head. It just continues day in and day out until she just can't ignore it anymore. And she can't just say, okay, I'm just hearing things. Something's out there, it's calling me. She has a friend that lives out in Sweden and shows her a picture of this valley in Abisko National Park in northern Sweden. And Porten. I think it translates to the gates of Lapland. I fell in love with it after watching that YouTube video by Yona Yinsen. But once Anna sees this photograph that her friend took, this roar just erupts in the back of her head. That's what's calling me. I need to go there. She goes to Sweden. She goes to visit this park, Abisko, to confront this valley, which is kind of like an odd thing to think about, but she is just determined that this is the thing that's calling me. It's driving me crazy. It's interrupting everything I'm doing. We're gonna figure out why. So she gets to this park and she gets to this valley, and immediately she's transported into this magical realism setting of spirits and deities. Progresses through this journey of self-doubt, self-discovery, and finding inner peace with the struggles of life, the unknown of life, struggling to be an artist, writing. And it hits home, and I think it hits home for a lot of people. It's the basis of the story. It was different from the usual fantasy books that I write, but it also has that like little element of magic in it, and it was a good exercise to delve into a different genre. So I had fun with it, and it was the first draft that I finished at the beginning of fall. So there's a lot to still go into it, a lot of editing, a lot of revising. I don't know if I'm gonna do the art for it. I probably will. Why not? I mean, I like to push myself. This is terrible lighting. So yeah, that's just the update right now. Third book doesn't have to do anything with A Journey Paved in Shadows. The Light of Evenfall is still in the works, and I really, really want to get that out by the end of this year. So definitely more updates to come on that. And if you want to hear more, you should subscribe, follow me.
Oh, Richard, are we sleeping now? After running amok and playing with so many loud toys and knocking stuff over while I was filming? You're just a little tiny baby. He's awake now that the food's out.